I just want to point out, because you've probably seen in the thumbnail, I am bald, yes. Plain simple reason. You know, hair drives me absolutely insane. And the only reason I had hair at all was more or less the expectations that I felt society put on me because of a stigma I face because of, well, how I look without hair. I get it, people did not make a good word for bald white men in the past. But I came to a realization recently, we could say a bit of a spiritual awakening, and it was, who am I living my life for? Exactly, and yeah, I'm going to be bald from now on, so I hope you enjoy it. And if not, I guess you could just pretend I'm baldy. And if that bothers you, well, you probably do math bad. My son wanted me to make that joke. He's been laughing at me and rubbing my head all day. Well, without any further ado, let's get to execute. Yeah, I lied, man. I'm just one of those guys that likes to overly look like my Pokemon. So, I know some of those announcements seem weird, but I know some people who watch this kind of stuff get really obsessive about weird details like that, and they want explanations, and I don't want to leave them hanging. Now, as for our picture, what are we doing today? Well, I'm going to be painting more of my piece for the Wildfire Relief Foundation. Can't find my erasers. Have to get another one out again. Okay, anyways, painting this piece for the Wildfire Relief Foundation. After we finish this one, I plan to do like a portrait, like an old style family portrait of Meowth and Jessie for my son. You know, I have the clay. I've been wanting to make that Darmanitan. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Clay is very moody with me. And I need quite a bit of time to be able to work on it and clean up. But it will come eventually. Now, I actually, you may have seen those Avatar Magic the Gathering cards came out recently. And my son's teacher works at a card shop. Like many teachers, he has multiple jobs to get by. Anyways, he brought my son a pack of the new Magic the Gathering Avatar cards. Now, I, like many people of my generation, absolutely loved Avatar growing up. It was probably like the peak of American cartooning. At least storytelling in American cartooning. Well, my son, he's rather into it. And we're at one of our favorite restaurants, and I saw this picture of a geisha. You know, ukiyo-style art of geishas is very popular, and there's even the more modern renditions of them. Anyways, I thought it would be cool to do one of the Kyosho warriors in that style. So, like, it looks like this beautiful feminine woman, but to anyone that has any knowledge of the show, they know that it's this deadly warrior. I mean, they were one of my favorite parts of the show. So I'll probably be working on that very soon on the channel. I just found my other erasers. You know, classic, I made a new organization system, didn't remember it. You know, as long as I'm on the subject, I do want to talk about Avatar a bit. I'll probably talk about more in the future. Mainly, actually, what I want to talk about is M Night Shyamalan. I'm going to rant about M Night Shyamalan. Now, I feel like he made The Last Airbender, I'm going to put pictures up of Ung, out of spite. I think he did it all out of spite, because he said, it was my daughter's show, she watched it all the time. You got so many details wrong, bro. You changed so many key, integral parts of it, and you cast yourself as a villain. You 100% did that to get back at your daughter, because you were pissed off she was watching Avatar, and you wanted to watch cricket, or what the heck ever. I don't know really what sport you're into, but, you know, Grey's Anatomy. You know what, let's not be toxic masculinity. You wanted to watch Grey's Anatomy, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you were mad Avatar's on, so you made this movie to spite your daughter. And then you blame America saying, we don't get you, because you destroyed one of the greatest artistic representations of storytelling to come out of American cartooning. Like, bro, you did it out of spite or you missed the mark. And as long as we're on it, why are you so scared of water? There's stuff scarier than drowning. Write something about someone doing something other than drowning for once, or having some weird relevance with water. I get it. You had like a drowning experience when you were a kid. Alright, I got the rant about M Night Shyamalan out of the way. So what are we going to do with this? Background colors. Now I said before I was going to go add in some of this, and The thing is, I like the Prismacolor so much, I'm actually going to try to do all the water effects with the light more or less with Prismacolor. I'm still going to do a little bit of deep yellow, but I'm going to have the dark color of the water not touch and keep them separate. And the reason I'm doing that is because the colors will bleed and make green, and the Prismacolor stands out so much on the watercolor that I think I can get away with it. The Ho-Oh too, I was planning to do Prismacolor. But you know what is actually bothering me right now is that berry. So I'm actually going to stop and take some of my color pencils. See if we can't fix up this berry a bit. It's very distressing to me. I figured I could just hide some of it in shadowing. Like this. But you see how like deeply this is saturating? And the colors don't bleed. Like, dude, this is going to look so good when I do this to the water. And then we'll get a lighter blue. See, this is the thing, is I use watercolor and color pencils as accents. So I'm doing tight little circles here. So there's not like a geometric grid pattern. I'm trying to bleed into my dark areas so the colors saturate. And there, that actually looks like a really good berry to me. I'm a lot happier with it than I was. When I go and add shine to this, I might add some shine to it. You know, I'm going to try these new Prismacolor on the eyes too. Now, I've noticed with old Pikachu, he has like brown that fades to black, and I kind of wanted to imitate that with this guy. I want him to look like he's looking at Executor with deep admiration. Again, like the story I had in mind for this is like Executor must have saved him at some point, possibly from whatever gave him these burns. And, you know, little Bonsley's just trying to repay the kindness. I'm going and I'm just kind of adding to the outline with the black. It's a little more defined. His eyes look like this weird little chestnut right now. I kind of like it. I have a deep rut there, so when you have a rut that's not going to color the same, just start going at a different direction until you get it. Oh, here we go. This is so beautiful. I love it. Okay, so our Bonsley looks adorbs. You know, color pencils is kind of a good way to warm up because well, it's less final and I can erase it. Let me go get my son's phone so I can pull up some examples. Oh, I cannot find my son's phone. He was just making a video and using it for reference. So I'm going to use my picture for reference. So if I messed up something in here with the color, I'm going to mess up something in here too. I'm noticing though, Ho-Oh has a neckband. And for whatever reason, maybe the sample I had didn't have the neckband, but we can fix that right now. I'm actually going to try to use colors that are a step down from what I think the Ho-Oh is, because, well, the silhouette, whenever you have something from the sun, it's very saturated out. So, like, normally I would use this green. Just... I don't know why I did that. But I'm going to try some darker. That looks good, but I'm going to try the darkest now. See, I'm trying this on the separate piece of paper. And that's got that deep shadowiness I want, so that's what I'm probably going to go with. And remember, you know, always put your color pencils back in order, and then it makes it easier when you need them. Oh, today we're going to paint. Let's pull out the color pencils. Look, they're really fun color pencils, ladies and gentlemen. I'll do a little band on the neck. Well, I'm going to try to soften it up. I'm going to go in there with a light gray and try to blend the whites. I don't want there to be any white on this guy. Might also go in there with like a cool gray. Again, with one of my Crayolas. A lesser brand of a color pencil. I really like how those greens look, so. Huh. So, you know, that's something I didn't notice before, is the one thing that does seem to be missing from the Prismacolor color pencil set is gray. I really don't see a gray in here. I guess they figure you'll just use pencil. I don't like that. I wish I had a gray that saturated just as well. But I have my cool gray on top, and these just make softer colors anyways, so it should make it a little easier to blend. I told you I would still be using Crayola for certain things. Look, when you got tones and you gotta go with what you have that makes the color you want. Doing this very lightly just to make it look a little darker. I forgot that I need to stop saying what I'm doing at the beginning of the videos. So next, I'm seeing the gold on the tail and the head. He's got an orange eye. You can't really make the eye out too well. So I'm going to go a step down for the beak. Now there are a lot of shades of yellow, which, you know, I love. I love oranges and yellows and bright, fiery colors. I see them. So we have something called orange espanganol. I'm gonna say orange. I know it's not Espanol, but I'm just gonna say orange Espanol. Oh, so we got Spanish orange and goldenrod. So first I'm going to try the Spanish orange. And that looks yellow as heck. And this one is goldenrod. And I'm going with goldenrod. Which is actually kind of a funny coincidence because Goldenrod City in gold, silver, and crystal. Coincidence? I think. Probably. I'll leave it a little down because I want the red to permeate in there. And I kind of scribbled in. Now I'm just going and doing small circles, trying to blend it. Okay. Now let's get a black for these feet. A little extra around the face. And now let's get something dark and red. And again, I want to step down, so first I'm going to go with my darkest red. See what that looks like. Looks Christmassy to me. A little too red. Well, let's go to our browns, actually. Now, some of these, you have like Sienna brown, Tuscan red. Might be what I'm looking for. So let's try Sienna brown. Looks brown. Tuscan red. as deep, but maybe if I do a mix of the Tuscan red and the red in here. So what I'm going to do is with my black, here, I don't want to draw on this too heavily. I'm just going to outline a little, just take this away for a minute. I'm just going to make a shape. I'm going to make a bird shape. Generic bird, Pokemon bird. I'm thinking, you know, you ever seen pointillism? So you have little spots. You sit there and you tap it. But the thing is, when you focus out, it kind of blends together. So I'm just going to lightly kind of put some scritches in here. Some red scritches. A little fuzzy fuzz. A little fuzzy wuzzy. Was a bird. How could it be a bear if the bear had no hair? Then I'm just going to... And you know what? That's actually making a nice, muddy as heck red. I mean, wow. That's the thing about these Prismacolors, is they really do blend like no other color pencil I've seen. Oh boy. That's a completely different color. It's like a deep maroon almost. That's more what I want. And see, once you have it like that, you can just go in, keep touching it up. And then like, oh, it's a little too red now? Add some more brown. And it gives it just like a muddy messiness, because like once again, here's the brown. The Tuscan red brown. Here is the normal red. So I think I'm going to do just a light spot of the red, and then go in and finish with the Tuscan brown. I mean, I'm just going to really lightly. I'm going to do more so at the tips. Because with color saturation and darkness, like you'll notice it's usually the edges which are more lit up. They're bending light around them. Looks better. Going with our Tuscan red. Just slowly add lines. The whole video might just be me coloring a ho-oh with color pencils. That's like half my finger. The thing about small details, though, is they can be really important to your overall piece. I'm not liking how scratchy it's looking, though. So I'm just going to go in there at a different angle, do some tight little circles. There's a little scratch line there, and I'm just going with the edge and getting in there. Again, you can put a paper under your hand, but I haven't had good luck with it in the past. I feel like sometimes it smudges your stuff. I mean, theoretically, I'm getting oils on the paper, but it's going to be part of me. See, you got one of those butt lines there, so just go with the edge. Try to touch up in there. If you can't, you might need to sharpen your pencil to really get in there, but should be able to do it. Yeah, if you like it, it's really deep and saturated. Actually, I hope you like it. You're the one that did it. Let's see if I have a black at least. Well, they do put a black. I'm just going to use that to outline some features. Make some darker spots in here. It looks really deep and saturated right now. And as we paint it more later, and there's all the colors, it's really going to stand out because there's going to be a lot of brightness right there. And the Gyarados, I'm actually going to paint the Gyarados because he's mostly going to be ocean color. I do have a nice sandy color, though. That's the color of his stomach. No, I don't. It's peach. Ho-Oh ended up still in the show, though. Again, with the Executor, he's going to have a lot of burn effects. His expression doesn't make sense because he's going to be quite burned up. I'm going to have some little embers on him. And same with the Grat. Like, a lot of this is plain. It's because I'm going to go in with different mediums, and I'm going to mark the plants. Now, I'm going to put up my example Ho-Oh real quick. And you can just see the total difference there. Now, I should have experimented with this more before I did the piece. That's how you learn. Again, a lot of my art teachers really did not like me mixing mediums. Or me wanting to. I'm like, well, I can get this with one, I can get this with the other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to mix in a little red and see what that does to the white. I'm going to start with my dark bricky red. Brick red. See? And then just go over this. And wow, that actually looks really good. I'm just going to do the neck there so you can see. Yeah, so these Prismacolors, before or after, if you're going to do if you're going to mix, they mix well. So I'm going to use this one for my margins. Get just the lightest red. I'm going to go in there. Water, paint, around my painting, margins. Trying to dictate what I do because I can't get it all on camera. Can do it at the tail so it has that color effect feathering into the tail. And wow, that actually looks... So look, if you forget to lay down your base, you can lay it down later. So, I learned something new today. Hopefully you've been learning stuff too from these videos. So yeah, I spent about 30 minutes ranting about... Who was it? Elon Musk? Oh no, M Night Shyamalan. Shyamalama Lama lama ding dong. Shamalama ding dong. Gotta make water somehow relevant in every movie. So let's start painting this. Now, what's standing out to me the most is the sun. And that's honestly what I want to paint first. So I'm going to paint the sun. And I don't know what color I want. I'm going to start with this yellow. Go to my sample here, which is the back of our Pikachus the other day. That's good. But sunsets are sometimes more orange. Let's go with my lighter orange. And I can see why. I do not use this orange very often. So, clean this off. This is now the cleaning dish. No, I usually like to I like to start out with the rarer colors or the ones that stand out the most to me. So, yeah. I know a lot of people would do like, oh, the green or the brown, something that's going to be the biggest, but I like to do the smaller bits, and then it's easier to paint around them because they stand out more in my mind. I get things that paint over less. Now, art, of course, there's lots of techniques, like anything that can help you, but it's important not to get bogged down with dogmatic principles and esoteric rules that aren't for everybody. Because, again, the number one thing art is about is personal expression. And part of your expression is how you make your art. Now, there's actually this one lady, I learned about her in school, and I can never remember her name. I was like 7. And it's really hard to look up her artwork because, I mean, if you try looking up art on Google, it's just a pain in the ass. It's going to bring you some crap that someone's selling stickers of. Well, anyways, she was a colonial artist. And she made all her own paints from, like, berries and whatnot. And this is why I remember her. She would collect things just to make the tones. And she was self-taught. And honestly, her perspective, and I'm not saying this in a critical way, it looks like those floor mats that you get your kid. The rug where it's like the town and like the buildings are like 2-dimensional, but it's like overhead. But, you know, she had, again, she was self-taught. She just went out from passion, made these paints. And honestly, like, yeah, as a kid, like, the first thing that stood out to me was like the because I was taught all that. It was all like second nature to me. But looking back now, like, from what I can remember of her artwork is like, it's actually intricate. It's intricate in its own way, kind of like when we talked about tribalism or tribal art. The connecting lines and dots and patterns, making bigger images. It's still very complex and interconnected in a different way than, say, I don't know, like a portrait of a person is. How the layers of the shadowing are on there. Or how they connect, like, with water when trying to blend water effects. And that's something, but I really, so, like, pretty much what I'm getting at is if you know or have any idea of what I'm talking about, please bring her up, because I would love to review her art on this channel. I would love to see her art again. It's been years, and I want to learn from this lady. Especially her paint making techniques, because, you know, there's some colors in nature I wish I could get into paint. I say a lot of times painting, it's like trying to show you something that's in my mind with pixel art. It's like my mind is Grand Theft Auto 5. And I'm trying to show it to you with an Atari. Like, well, what I'm getting at is what I can see, what I can visualize in my head is far past my physical skill is, or realistically ever will be. You always figure, I mean, this is one of the things, like, you just don't talk to people about, you don't talk to other artists, but I figured other artists must be like that too, right? But I don't know, I tried telling, oh my god. So, I've been trying to, like, you know, just get out there, socialize more. And I made a Bumble, and I was talking to someone about art. Somehow I offended this person. I'm not sure. Maybe it's like an autism thing on my end. I'm not autistic, by the way. I just have... I am neurodivergent. I have ADHD. I just have certain... trouble understanding certain social conventions. I mean, I'm sure if you've listened to me this far, my grammar, my speech patterns are a little different than what you're probably normal to. Yeah, so I said it's like, I mean, I was complimenting her art. I loved her art, but I was like, yeah, it's I think it's something you have or you don't. And it's like a muscle in your brain. You have to do it or you don't feel right. She got very offended, and I was like, okay. I just kind of was like, well, that's the thing. Like, if you can't communicate with someone easily, probably better you don't keep trying to. It's like the Lama says, pain comes from us trying to hold on to things. I know I talk about Christianity a lot on the channel, but I'm a Buddhist as well. I don't find the two conflicting. And I think if you look at the teachings of Jesus, it lines up with a lot of the yogis' teachings. I always wonder, it's like, did Jesus go to India? Is that his tomb in Kashmir? Or did they just all tap into some cosmic truth, So that looks really good. You can really start seeing how this is going to come together. Again, once I have the blue in here, I'm going to try to do like some shiny ripples. Okay, so I got that done. What do I want to do next? This log behind Executor is really bothering me, so I think I will go with that. Let's see how my brown looks. Make sure it's not orange. Now, if you mix your colors, the best thing to do, I've done it on the channel before, is you just get a rag and pick it up. Get them out of there. So I'm going to start off doing this really light, because I want to go in and I want to accentuate the ruts with color pencil, and I want to try to make it look more or less like a mangrove. I didn't draw it like that to begin with, but... Or just mangrove-esque, how they have those deep ruts. Now, I know not to go draw on this. Like, even though I say, oh, they blend beautifully, trust me, if you try to draw on wet paper with color pencil, you're going to rip it, you're going to tear it. The ripping and the tearing. You're going to make some holes. That guy's going to dance around in his weird little bathing suit. Make you very uncomfortable. For the people who understood that reference, the ripping and tearing guy, wherever you are right now, I hope your internet fame treated you well. And I hope you're still being the unique individual you are. Because you are one of a kind, my friend. Like, more or less, like, I get, like, maybe you could get really pissed off at people memeing you and shit, but at the end of the day, you brought joy to millions of people. You were even referenced on Family Guy. He's like, remember the internet thing? Like, bro, you gotta... Like, Family Guy, South Park, like, you get referenced on one of those, Saturday Night Live. Just, like, you are part of the zeitgeist now. And your memory will live on longer than a lot of the people who despised you just for being yourself. That's funny, isn't it? If you're returning to the channel, I want to take a moment to thank you, because I really do appreciate your viewership. I've been getting more views or more subscribers, even though my view count is dwindling. So it shows that people do enjoy what I do. And if this is your first time on the channel, and you're thinking, what the is this guy talking about? Sorry. Yeah, I tend to get off subject. That's the thing about art. It's like a river for your mind, and I just kind of go with the thoughts, see where it gets me, because those memories get poured into my art and are reflected in it. Ricky, you were just talking about the ripping and the tearing guy. So yeah, the ripping and the tearing guy is heavily, look at the landscape, how it was ripped and torn by a fire. I'm going to stop. He's like, oh, are you here to help my burns? I'm here for the ripping and the tearing. Wait. Bonsley, why do you like coming to the beach? The wild women, the ripping and the tearing, yeah. Get it going now, yeah, Get it going now. My paper's getting a little wet. This is a thinner paper. I like the pulp on it a bit more. But, you know, I got that nice brown down. Got that nice brown down. Yeah. And let's just try getting a little more brown down, I guess. We got some dirt right here. We can get some brown down here. Again, this is just the lightest base layer. I will go in and touch these up later and add to it. Thing is, I don't want to lock stuff in too much right now and be stuck with heavily saturated colors, which I know I did that with my Ho-Oh, but I'm pretty set on that's what I want my Ho-Oh to look like. Ho-Oh, you didn't. Okay. He's painting more of my Pokemon. You know, I want to take a moment while I'm filling this out. We're getting pretty close to the end of the video. So, you know, if you've been enjoying this, please, any interaction you do, comments, liking, subscribing, helps me out greatly. And, as always, if you have any Pokemon you would like to see me paint on the channel, or any charities you would like me to paint and auction a painting off for, or even if you want to commission something for yourself, you know, I'm always open. And as well, you can just ask, like, you can as well, like, if you just have a cool concept, but you can't afford a commission or something, or you just don't want to buy one. If I like your concept enough, I will still paint it on the channel. I'll probably auction it off anyways. Like, if you told me a really cool scene, like, oh, I want Charizard and Lucario playing Shogi. You know, I'd probably still find some charity to auction that off for. Maybe like senior living or something. My point is, I like to challenge myself. And if I just paint what I want every day, it's not going to be as challenging. Like, for instance, I really like nature scenes. I can do people. I've been paid to do portraits for people before. I'm not the biggest fan of doing people, especially anime people. My son wants Jessie, so... You know, I'm going to try to make her look fine. As the kids say, in 2004, she's going to be fine. A fine woman. But, yeah, I'm going to leave the sand. I don't know what color I want the sand yet. Or where I want it, or where it's going to stop. I'll probably do the greens, and then touch up the sand as an afterthought. And then afterwards, I'm doing Kyoshu Warrior. And, again, a woman. And I gotta get those lines fine, feminine. If I mess up some of the inking on there, and it messes up, like, the curve of the line, I will throw the whole thing out and start again. I'm not even joking. I have, paintings of women I have started multiple times just because the lines weren't feminine enough for me. Hell, I have a painting of Jeanette McCurdy sitting in my storage shed right now. I have not finished because I just got frustrated mixing the skin tones. I probably want to try that one again as a watercolor. It'd be less annoying than acrylic. She did a shot for this magazine. I always want to say Maxim. It's not Maxim though. I'll try to put the image up on here, but there was a background shot and it's really low quality of her just in front of this brick wall with this dress. And I personally think that looks way classier or better than the ones they put in the magazine because they photo edited them up. But I mean, I had that one as my wallpaper for years. Still do off and on sometimes. And wanted to do a painting of it and just... That's the thing with art, you get frustrated. Like the Mona Lisa was worked on till Da Vinci's death. And I always wonder, it's like, was he happy with it? Like people like, oh, he's so sentimental, he's attached to this piece. Like, was he, or was he just frustrated with it and it was in his art pile? And you go back to it and then get, like, pissed off. I imagine that because that's what I do. And that's how I work. Again, the piece I used on this channel earlier, the one with the Gyarados and the Ho-Oh, I actually painted, well, I didn't paint it, I drew the Pokemon, and I was so nervous about the weight. That one sat for months. And I touched it because I wanted it for me. And that's the thing, when I'm doing stuff like this, when I'm doing it for charity, it motivates me more to get it done. I'm doing it for charity, I'm doing it for you, as entertainment, and my need to want to please shines through. So, we got quite a bit done today. You know, I feel better about this berry now. I might try to blend it a little bit more, the 2 layers next time, but I mean, it doesn't look like an atrocity to me now. Bonsly got some ripping in the tearing. We got some nice background browns. We got our sun's base color. Looks a lot less orange, even though it's a pure freaking orange. Got the Ho-Oh. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out today. I hope you are too. And whatever feelings you have about my artwork, be they positive, negative, constructive criticism, things that could help, I'm always happy to hear in the comments. No, I took that out. I'm trying to recenter it for the thumbnail. But this is all the time I have for you in this video. Again, I would enjoy seeing you back here next time. We're going to be auctioning this one off for California Wildfire Relief Foundation. And I'll be starting on the Jessie and Meowth, the Kyoshu Warrior, and that Darmanitan statue at some point. I mean, I've been wanting to do that for years, bro. I'm not going to put a speed up on there. I shouldn't have even brought it up on the channel. But, you know, until next time, you know, I know this time of year can be very stressful for a lot of people. And I hope whatever it is you're dealing with, whatever it is you're going through, positive or negative, you come through it a better, more rounded person. Until we see each other again, take care out there.